My name's Samantha. This is episode 29 of the Khaos Kismet podcast. Welcome. This is my little place on the internet where I talk about all the crafty things I have been up to in the last week. Apologies if you can hear the dog, she's on the windowsill just there. She may fall off it. She thinks she's that size. She's not. Anything that I talk about, anybody that I talk about will be linked down below. Anywhere that you can find me on the internet will also be linked down below. I have actually gone back the last few episodes and changed the information down below, because those of you who are returning viewers will have probably noticed there's an extra couple of videos up this week. This used to be a channel where I talked about all of my crafts, and then I tried for a few months to have it just to be my yarny crafts, so just my crochet and knitting. And then I had a separate channel where I was doing my cross stitch stuff. Now, that's not really been working for me, because it's not just the YouTube channel. I have separate Instagram accounts, I have separate shops. I sell on Etsy and Ko-fi and on Instagram, and I'm in the process of setting up a website. And it's just two of everything, and I've decided that the two things are not that vastly different. The reason I came to this conclusion as well was because there's going to be a bit of overlap when I'm making things like project bags. Technically that should go in with my sewing stuff, but all the people who crochet and knit also like project bags. So yeah, there's a whole lot of things. Me not wanting to have two of everything, I have decided to bring everything back in. So what I'm going to do is I will continue doing my weekly podcasts on here. The cross stitch stuff I will just briefly show you on here, and I will continue having a monthly update for my floss tubes and have the floss tubes as a separate playlist on here. Because the way that my cross stitch works is I have 6 projects. I have like one long-term project, one small project that I do when I go to bed at night time, and then I have 4 projects on a rotation. So it's not really viable to do that every single week. So I'll just do like a monthly roundup on my floss tubes. I'll show you sort of very briefly what I'm doing on here, just so you can see what I've been up to if you don't want to watch the floss tubes. But I will go into detail in it in the other videos. Apart from that, I think that's all like my housekeeping-y type stuff. I think so. Yeah, I'll just get right on with showing you things. This is my biggest finished project. This has been what I've been doing for my Stitch Your Library series. I don't really want to take it off here because it's massive, but these are hearts, and there's like, yeah. If you want to see all the details on it, if you watch my Stitch Your Library series, the last episode I have shown that, which was Monday. I have shown that and talked about it. I've talked about it in loads of the episodes. Stitch Your Library is a mini-series that I'm doing when I'm trying to work my way through my Ravelry library. Oh my god, I said it! I said it properly. And going from the oldest things that have been in the library for the longest to the newest things. And this was the first big project on the list. So, it is finished. I am very, very happy. I've decided to keep it. It was originally going to go in the shop, but after all the work that I put in, and it has mistakes in it that I was not going back to fix. It had a lot of mistakes in it that I did go back and fix, but yeah, I discovered later, after the fact, that there are mistakes in it that I was not going back to fix. So I'm keeping it. And also, I really like it. It's nice. Cables are a Scottish thing. Remind me of my gran. It's not just a Scottish thing, obviously, but a lot of traditional Scottish stuff, or Celtic stuff in general, has cables on it. And my gran used to make, sorry, that was the dog jumping off there if that was a bit wibbly. My gran used to make Aran jumpers with lots of cables on them. Anyway, that was a slight tangent. So we have this. This is my first finished object. It's huge. I love it. I'm very happy it's done. I've now moved on to another long-term finished project on there, which is a knitted one. I have 2 more finished projects. The other one is another Stitch Library one, which is this. I still haven't found my button box, so we still do not have buttons. I'm not going to put it on because I've just dyed my hair today. This is Lilith. Come here. That's absolutely not what I meant. This is a hat by Moogly. It's a free pattern on our blog. I spoke about this on Stitch Library as well. So if you pop over there, all the information for that will be on there. My last finished object, I just finished it today. This is going to be a gift for somebody. It's tiny, look, he's so cute. His favourite animal is a capybara, so this is his emotional support capybara, so obviously I had to make it pink because it's from me. And this is one of these little kits from Temu. Got this ages ago. They're really, really good little kits. What did I do with the hook that you get? So a 2mm hook. Sorry, the dog's running around like a nutter. It's a 2mm hook, and the hooks are really good quality. Like they don't bend. It's a nice like grippy, you know, like the grippy silicone-y plastic hooks, not like a smooth slippery one. It's like, give me a second because the dog's being a pest. Okay, right, dog is now sorted. Next door's dog is out and barking, so it was upsetting her. What's I talking about? Yes, Temu. And I know people have feelings on Temu, but 2mm hook that you get with it, really nice quality hook. I would quite happily use that for everything. That's the pattern. Also comes in brown. The pattern, I was actually, see, it's even got little pictures with it. I was actually very pleasantly surprised with how simple the pattern was to follow. And I mean, I don't know if you can see it, but there's actually quite a lot of shape in there. You start from here, and then you work up. There's some shaping down here, and there's shaping over his back. Yeah, I'm actually very impressed with the pattern. You get the stuffing in it. I still had all that left. He's supposed to have a little pumpkin on his head, but I didn't want to do that. So that's the pumpkin yarn. You get stitch markers, you get a plastic needle. This is the yarn that I've got left. I've probably got enough there to make another one, if I'm honest. I think it's a 4-ply, might be a DK. I don't know. It's really soft, really fluffy. And then you get this little thing which has 2 sets of eyes and a metal needle in it. So I was pretty impressed with that. I can't remember how much it was. It was only a couple of quid though. But the prices on there are changing all the time. So yeah, if you fancy getting one of these, they are absolutely worth getting. Really easy to work up. Make a cute little project. So yeah, that's going to be gifted tomorrow. So I'm glad that I got it finished today to show you. And that's it for my finished objects. Whips. Right. I'll start with the socks. So I'm using this paint box yarns. It is 75/25. It is Fair Isle Winter Flowers. There we go. And I think I mentioned before, I'm not awfully keen on the yarn. When you feel it like that, it doesn't feel too bad, but when you're actually working with it, it's quite rough on my hands. And it's not because I'm used to working with merino or I'm used to working with soft acrylics. You know, I'm used to knitting my socks with wool. You know, things like West Yorkshire Spinners or Stylecraft Head Over Heels or Opal or Regia. You know, I'm used to knitting my socks out of actual wool sock yarn. And this just feels rough in my hands. I don't know. It's the first time I've used it. It might just be this one ball. I don't know. The colour is beautiful. It knits up. I like this sort of, what do you call it, like a stonewash kind of effect on it. And it knits up in the Fair Isle pattern. So as you can see, I got bored. I don't know where my sock blockers are. These are just my standard, I think it's called a Turkish cast on. I cast on 12 stitches, increase till I've got enough for my toe, do my foot, fish lips kiss heel, and then do it whatever height I want, and then twisted rib. And then Jenny's, Judy's, one of them's surprisingly stretchy bind off, which does tend to flare out a little bit. Like you can see if I hold that flat, it does flare out a little bit, but it looks fine when they're on. And I have a tendency, especially on my right leg, for my feet to swell up really badly. I've got a varicose vein in my right leg and it makes my legs swell up really bad. Varicose veins and sciatica. It's great fun. So yeah, I did that much to the leg and I thought, you know what, I'm just going to cast off and I just want these done. I'm using my 2.5mm Knit Pro Novas on a shortish cable because I do not like long cables, and that is how much I've got done of the second sock. So I still have, I put my markers on the first sock and then I transfer the markers from the first sock to the second sock as I'm going. So I have 2 markers still left to go. Each marker is 10 rounds and I do 68 rounds for my feet, so that means I've got 8 rounds to 18 rounds plus 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 18, 20. I've got 23 rounds to do on the foot, and then the leg was 30 rounds, so it shouldn't take me that long to finish it. Not that you need to know exactly what size my feet are, but I'm sorry. Oh, I keep pushing my glasses up as well. I don't know what I've done to them, but the legs have gone really loose on them all of a sudden and they keep slipping down my nose. Like, if you wear glasses, I'm pretty sure you understand my pain. So there we go. That's the socks. They'll be nice. I'll need to see how they wash and they wear, but I don't think I'll be buying that yarn again. It's just, yeah, not for me. Right, next whip. I'd hope to have a lot more of this done by now. This is my pig, the emotional support pig. We got as far as leg number 2, and then I've joined them together. I've joined them together and I've done like the first couple of rounds and that's it. So this is a pattern that I am designing for my smallest person, who decided that because everybody online has an emotional support chicken, he would like an emotional support pig. Unfortunately, he wants it to be like this size so he can hug it. For this, I am using, this is Stylecraft Special Aran in Raspberry. And this is Paintbox Aran in some pink colour. I don't know, because they don't put names on there, so it's numbers. And I didn't write down the number because that would be useful. Oh wait, I have another ball. Colour 249. There we go. So this is still the first ball of this. So should be able to get it done hopefully with just 2 balls. I have got another one there just in case. But paint boxes are usually pretty good for dye lots anyway, so I'm not too bothered if I run out. Because he does want it to be rather large. I'm using a 3mm hook, which I'm going to put inside the leg so that I don't lose it, because I tend to put things down and lose them a lot. If you've not been here before, I have ADHD, so there's an awful lot of, if it's not right in front of my face, it ceases to exist for a bit. And then I can't remember where I've put things, but then I can really remember where I've put some things very specifically. I don't know, it's a mess in there. Right. I eventually caved as well and got one of these. Mostly because I need to drink more water, but I don't like, you know, you get like plastic bottles. I normally would have had plastic bottles. The problem is, after a bit, the water tastes plasticky, and I know it's terrible, but I drink bottled water because the water here is awful. It has bits in it, and I grew up in Scotland, which is the place where they get the bottled water from. So I'm used to a much purer water existence, and here the water is just not nice. So I buy bottled, not for everything, like not for like my coffee or anything like that, but if I'm just drinking it, then I don't drink it straight out the tap because it's disgusting. But drinking it in I was transferring it from the big plastic bottles into the drinking bottles, and after a while it gets that sort of funny plasticky kind of taste to it, and it just gives me the ick, and then I have to like get rid of the bottle or give it to the kids to use or something. Like I've got 2 boys and they have a collection of pink water bottles. Not that they care, they're just like, whatever, covered in stickers. They don't care. And so I was using glasses, but then I'm always scared because my dog is a graceless lump and she keeps knocking them over, and she's broken one glass, but it's not just the breaking of the glass, it's the fact that she knocks the water everywhere. And because you're like on a table at the minute, and that's my little work table next, like in my corner of the sofa, and I have all my notebooks and diaries and everything on there, and my planners. So if she knocks water over those, then they get ruined. If I have a project sitting there and she knocks water over it, you know, it might not get ruined, but it's going to be soggy for a bit. So, all that to say, I got one of these because this is metal, and while I can't use a metal straw because, again, this is a weird ADHD thing, I have issues with putting metal in my mouth sometimes. Not all the time, but sometimes. I can't use a metal straw at all. I've tried. Like, my mum got me some really nice fancy ones, and I can't use them. Cutlery I'm a bit funny with sometimes. I sometimes have to eat my food with chopsticks. I will quite often be found just eating random food, like I will eat pasta with chopsticks because I'm just having a day where I can't put metal in my mouth. It's weird, I know, but so far this has been fine. This is working, and it keeps my water really cold as well. I just chuck a couple of ice cubes in it when I first fill it up, and it just keeps it nice and cold for hours, which is lovely. I need to find some stickers to cover it in though. I need to decide on which sticker theme, because I have loads of stickers. I just need to decide which sticker theme I'm going to go with. That was a big tangent. I'm sorry. Oh, right. So I've done the socks, I've done the pig. I have 2 more whips, 3 more whips. I have 3 more whips. One of them I'll just quickly show you, because I was working on it today, is the bee. This is printed cross stitch. I'm not going to go on about it too much. If you watch my floss tubes, you'll have seen it on there. If you don't watch my floss tubes, I'm guessing it's because you're not interested in cross stitch and you don't really want to hear loads about it. So this is this week's project. It's a bee. It's printed. It's nice. It's mindless, which is what I need because my brain is still fried after all the coursework I've been doing. I got some of my coursework back, marked, and it's all been marked really, really well. I've had good reports of it. I have to do a section on Google Analytics. Unfortunately, Google had an update and they broke Google Analytics. Well, they broke the testing portion of it, so I have to wait on them fixing that before I can do that. But my brain is still very, very fried, so that cross stitch is about what I'm handling at the minute. Along the same notes, this has made an appearance again. Only, I think the last time you saw it, it was down here somewhere. So I've done quite a bit. I know, it makes your eyes go funny if you look at it too much, I'm sorry. This is just helical knitting. I've got a ball of black, I think it's Sauerkraut DK. Sauerkraut Special DK in just black. And the other one is... Ooh, this, which is Yarn Smith's Play DK, and I can't remember the name of the colourway, but I've caked it up into this because it's just easier. I just like it, and I've got it sitting in my little, what's it called? A Science of the Lambs bag. Oh, my brain. So this is just like a nice size for fitting the two balls in. Just centre pulling them. And it's just go round and round and round. I've got a little video up somewhere about helical knitting. It's just a very, very brief. When I was lying there doing it, I thought I would take a little video and show people. It's on my channel somewhere in amongst the shorts. So there we go. That's that. Not much to say. It is literally, I'm just knitting round and round and round and round until I run out of yarn, and then I will just sew it together, probably, because I didn't do a provisional cast on, because that would have been useful. I just cast it on and started knitting, so I'll probably end up having to sew it together. Oh my god, I am a mess today. I am so sorry. Right, last thing. I showed you this last week and I've done a little bit more on it. Spread it out a little. There we go. I think last week, I'm showing you the back. I think last week I'd only got the first 2 rows done. I think I've done the blue, the sand, and now I'm just going into the green. See, that one looks really greenish on there to me. I don't think it's a very sandy colour at all. Look. Looks like light green to me. But apparently this is sand. The yarn that I'm using is a kit from the Knitting Network. This is the yarn. Emu's Classic Chunky. And the colours are sand, off-white, grey, deep rose, blossom, dark denim and moss. There is a picture of the blanket. There is a picture of what the blanket will look like. It is literally just a 4-row repeat, and all of this is just telling you what colours, like the colour changes to get that particular blanket. So it's just a basic feather and fan with a garter stitch border, which is nice. It's mindless enough that I don't really need to pay attention to it too much, but it's not that mindless that I'm getting bored doing it. So yeah, that's my little kit, and I think that might be all of the whips. I didn't do any work on the fawn like I said I was gonna, What else did I not do? I can't even remember what I said I was going to do last week. So I don't know what I've not done. But I've shown you the things I have done, and that's the important bit. There's no point in dwelling over things that I haven't done, because that's just silly, and I will never remember what I was supposed to do without going back and looking at the video. And who has time for that? Right, let's see. I think, yeah. And I think, so I've got all my stuff just like spread everywhere. I'm just double checking I've not forgotten anything. So yeah, life stuff. Not much happened this week. I've eventually got around to doing my hair, which is looking a bit weird at the minute, but you know, it's done. What else have we done? Mostly I've just been at home. I've had like a really bad period this week, so I've been spending a lot of time on the sofa feeling sorry for myself. I've watched a lot of Gilmore Girls. I watched Gilmore Girls A Year in the Life, which I had never seen before, and that's just like 4 episodes, and each episode is a season. It starts at winter and then like cycles through the year. I cried so much. There's just like certain bits, and the actual programme itself holds a lot of nostalgia for me. And then A Year in the Life is like, I think it's, I don't know how many years later it is actually, but Rory's 32, and when she very first starts, she's in high school, and she's on her way to like go to some posh school, so she's not even finished high school yet. So yeah, it's maybe, it's not as much as 10 years, I don't think. Anyway, it's quite a while later. And it's weird because everything's kind of the same but a little bit different, and it brings back some characters. And there's one thing in it which I find quite amusing, is there was a character which was a boyfriend from Rory when she was younger, and it's the guy who plays Sam in Supernatural, and he looks so young in it. But he came back for just like a brief cameo, because that's what they did in A Year in the Life. They brought back a lot of the old characters just for cameos, just as like running into people randomly going, oh, how you doing, not seen you for ages. And that's what they did with him. But he looks like he does in Supernatural. But his character in it is called Dean. And if you watch Supernatural, Sam's brother is called Dean. So, I don't know, things like that amuse me. I don't know if it was meant that way, but it just kind of happened. I've not really been getting to read much. I've been watching a lot of YouTube. I've been watching a lot of business related YouTube stuff. A lot of, yeah, just general business related YouTube stuff. I have been, I've also merged my 2 YouTube channels, because I did have one, because of the way the algorithms work, I have separate YouTube channels for lots of different things. So I had one for my yarny stuff, and then I had one for my stitchy stuff. So I've moved all my stitchy subs over to my main channel now as well. So yeah, mostly I've been doing a lot of sorting out. I've been listing some stuff on Etsy. I think for the moment, until I can sort my website out properly, I'm just going to carry on using Etsy. It's just easier that way, and then at some point I can just transfer everything over. And yeah, it's not been a very interesting week really. The kids are back at school. I'm getting inundated with election bump, because we're going to be having an election here soon. And I've not been watching much in the way of TV, apart from Gilmore Girls and Doctor Who. Yes, I've been watching Doctor Who, and I don't know why I've not mentioned this before. I think it's because it's, normally I binge watch things, but obviously it's a new Doctor Who and it's coming out weekly episodes, so I watch it and I enjoy it, and then I forget about it when it comes time to talk about things. But I really like the new Doctor Who. I think he's lovely. I love his accent. I am a Doctor Who fan. I, for the most part, take a little bit of time to warm up to a new doctor. The only doctor that I immediately liked was David Tennant. And then I think the rest of them took a little bit of warming up to. Some of them I never really warmed up to at all. Yeah, I'm not going to say which ones, but there's 2 of them that I never really warmed up to at all. The rest of them I sort of warmed up to eventually. David Tennant I liked immediately. And the new doctor, I liked him from the very beginning. He's got that same kind of energy that David Tennant has when he's playing the doctor, where he's just like excited and just like, yeah, just big and awesome and in your face, and I like that. And it's not good that it's only on once a week, because like I say, I like to binge watch things. What else have we got? I've got my list here. I should probably look at that. I've got nothing on my list that I haven't already talked about, so that's good. What else? Right, plans going forward for next week. I'm going to carry on just listing stuff on my Etsy shop. That's all like work plans that I have. I'm going to try and get the pig finished. The socks are definitely getting finished. I'm going to try and work some more in this blanket, because it's sitting in the box that it came in right now. My house looks a mess, so I'm going to tidy up. I've just got stuff everywhere. I need to start packing. Still haven't heard anything about any houses yet. The housing market is just a nightmare. And trying to get anything through any kind of council, housing association, anything like that, the lists are just so long. It's, yeah, it's crazy. There's not enough houses for the amount of people, and I want to move to a different town, but because I don't already live in that town, their council can't help me either, even though they have less people living there. Yeah, I don't know. So I have to work something out somewhere. Just hope. I mean, something's got to come up eventually. I keep applying for houses. Somebody's going to give me one at some point. I managed to get this one. Can't be that hard. Right, I'm going to go because I'm just waffling. I'm sorry if I've been a bit all over the place today. My brain is just like blah, 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 blah today. So, I'm going to try and chill out and relax a bit. Might go and play a bit of Warcraft. It's Friday. I don't have the kids this weekend, so I have a nice relaxing weekend planned. It'll be lovely. I'm going to make a cake as well. I might go make a honey cake. Ooh, that sounds like a good idea. I'm going to do that. Right, I'm going to go. I will see you on Monday for Stitcher Library. And if Stitcher Library is not your thing, I will see you next Friday for another podcast, hopefully. Right, bye.